Hey, how you doing, Kris? This is Robert.
Hey Robert, how are you?
Good, good. I had a bunch of questions, but I don't want to take up too much time. I guess maybe one of the most important ones is to me, how would you evaluate an existing adult daycare that's for sale, and me being a potential buyer of that? How would you evaluate from like
Is
a
it is is there real
purchase
is
price?
there sure is there real estate involved or is it just a business?
Just no, they're currently leasing.
Okay, so it's just the business and a lease space. Do you know? I mean, first two things I'm going to look at is, obviously financials are very important. They're going to help you tell us. It's going to help tell a story. Have you been able to get to that point where you can get that information yet or no?
I have we had a brief conversation. I'm supposed to meet with them to talk and see it more in depth. But yeah, I know how many participants they have. We went
Can
over
you can you
briefly.
would you
Yeah,
would you mind sharing with me any like specifics and I can try to like guide you better?
yeah, for sure. So they have
Okay.
24 participants.
Okay.
And they say they have space for up to 36.
Okay. So are they
Uh,
licensed for 36 or is it
yes,
where is it in a is it in a, I mean, I don't want you to have to give away too much, but is it in a licensed state?
it's in Florida, down south,
Okay.
South
Okay.
Florida.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So you got 24 current members. You have the capacity to go up to 36.
Right.
Okay. Got it. All right. And then do you know what percentage of those 24 do you know what the total census is, meaning the total number of members that they have that are active? Not daily attendance, but just total active
20
members.
according to them, 24.
Okay, so remember how, I don't know if you heard in that earlier part of the presentation, there's gonna be daily attendance and there's gonna be census. And these are two very different numbers because they could have 24 on their census, but they might only have 10 people coming a day.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I visited them. I visited it once, the only time that I went, and they had 13 people that were there that day.
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to say is like, typically daily attendance, to me, daily attendance is the most important number. I could have 100 people on my census, but I might only ever have like 30 people a day, you know?
Got you.
You know what I'm
Got
saying?
you. Yeah.
And census to me, census can be a little bit slightly misleading. And the
Hmm.
reason why I say this is because I might have 10 people on my census that are really inactive, but I just haven't found out that yet. Like meaning they moved into skilled nursing, they went into assisted living, they're in the hospital, they may never be able to recover and come back, so.
Right. Right. Yeah. I was just. Yeah. Exactly. So that's when I
So,
was a
so,
little
so,
like shocked. When I went, I was only 13 people there. But yeah, just trying to
so,
evaluate, make sure that. I guess that was my question. The whole valuation.
yeah. So now we got daily attendance figured out. That's probably closer to like somewhere between 12 and 15. Okay. Are they open? Do you know? Are those 24? Are they primarily Medicaid, or are
Yes.
they? Do you know what percentage is Medicaid, VA? Do you know what the payer sources are?
It's all Medicaid.
It's all Medicaid. Okay. So I mean, unfortunately, in Florida, Medicaid is just absolutely despicable. As far as the reimbursement rates, it's basically around like 40, $50 a day, which is you cannot really run a profitable business on that. What is the area that it's in? Is there potential for improvement? Is there a potential for a value add situation where like you might be able to come in there and actually start changing the like center into more of a private pay focused center or?
Mm, I just from a general marketing aspect, I think marketing works. So I would market obviously as much as I can to get it
So
as
so so
full as
so
possible. But private
so
pays, I
first thing
think they'll yeah.
first thing
I
I'd
don't
do is
know. It's down here.
I'd find a realtor that you can talk to about the demographics in that area, so they can provide you
Hmm.
with a full demographics report and give you a really good understanding of like what that area is made up of. As far as the percentage of like people that are seniors, and then like what the income brackets are, and just get an idea of like where it's at. Like, does it fall into Medicaid range or does it fall into private pay range? Because they may have attracted the Medicaid audience from a private pay area, but you don't know that without kind of knowing the demographics first. And then the thing is, at the end of the day, like a business that like if you're buying a business and it's a real business, you should be buying something that is like the real value in a business is like, I hate to say this, but I feel like what you're really buying in this scenario is you're buying convenience, and like you're buying like something that's already complete. Like meaning you don't, like when it comes to the licensing, you don't have to worry about some of the licensing requirements that you may have to encounter if you're starting from scratch, because it's an existing license. So you'd be going through, in the state of Florida, what's known as a chow, which could eliminate some of the headache that comes with having to start from scratch, you know, meaning like it's already licensed. So, you know, it probably already has, you know, valid fire sprinkler inspection, or fire, you know, the fire department's already got a valid, you know, whatever they call it, the inspection report on it. Like it's probably already good to go from the health department standpoint. You probably know it's good for zoning. There's all these things that are probably already check boxes that you're not gonna have to worry about, you know? And it already has some cash flow. So you're not having to just sit on nothing with no cash flow for an extended period of time. But if I had to guess, something like that is probably doing maybe 250 grand a year, 300 grand a year.
You mean like gross?
Yeah.
Let me see. 250. They said a little more from the monthly side, but again, I haven't sat down with them personally and looked at their numbers yet. But they said, yeah.
I would try to find if you can get pre-COVID numbers. So if you can get 2018, 2019, obviously COVID screwed a lot of people up. But get 2018, 2019, just know that there are two things that happened from 2020 to 2021, is there was actually money given, which was very, very helpful to adult day centers, but just know that it's not earned revenue. But you know, just know that like the state did come in and to some extent did provide, you know, kind of a handout to help people get through that difficult time. So just, you know, it might be important to, like when you're looking at those financials, there may be an income category that's other income that may have come from the state to kind of support the centers while they were going through this like weird COVID period, you know?
Got it.
You know, but I would definitely get pre-COVID P&Ls if you can, and then, you know, get pre-COVID P&Ls, and then get obviously, you know, the most recent P&Ls, and try to understand like, okay, where are we at on the top line revenue? It is all Medicaid. Know that it's going to be a value add that you're really probably not, you're gonna have to go in there and you're gonna be doing a lot of the work. Like you're not buying a business, hiring a manager and just letting it go, you know? It's gonna be a big value add play, you know?
Right. From that number you gave me, the 250K, what would, I mean, if you can answer the question, if not, I get it.
The hard part is the hard part is like you really value a business based on the net, not the gross, you know? So at the end of the day, like, you know, it really comes down to, if you take the top line number and you look at their expenses and you pull out things that are applicable to them and put back things that are applicable to you, and then you figure out what that net is, that would be the most important way to understand, because you might be buying a business that you're gonna start losing money on day one in. And it might be a value add opportunity. And so really what you're paying for at this point is you're not paying for a business, you're just paying for goodwill and the convenience that certain things are already set up, you know?
Got it. Okay. That
like,
helps,
and the thing is, like, you might be buying a business that like you're gonna lose 10 grand a month on for 6 months or a year while you get it, you know, back up to where it needs to be, but you're not like, you know, shelling out hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, every month because you're like doing construction and now you're waiting on permitting and now you're waiting on licensing and you're just spending money, you have no cash flow. At least in this scenario, you potentially have cash flow, but it's gonna have a burn rate to it, and you know, is a stable burn rate. And really at this point, then you're simply just buying convenience. Like you're buying, like, you know, the fact that you don't have to deal with the zoning department, you have to deal with permitting, you have to deal with all those other headaches, you know? Right, like you still to an extent, but you won't if like you're starting from scratch. That's a whole other animal.
Got it. Okay, perfect, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, hope that helped, man. Appreciate it. Great question.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you'd like to learn how to open your own adult daycare center, go to adcpro.com. If you'd like the latest business tips, click here, and make sure you subscribe to our channel. Click here. We'll see you guys next time.